Have you ever just spoken up and then suddenly felt this sense of guilt? The reason might be because you just set a boundary. And setting a boundary is not something difficult. A lot of people don't even know exactly what you mean when you hear the word setting a boundary. What is it exactly? Well, it goes deep, okay? But just to put it simply for right now, is that it's just simply saying no when you mean to say no, and say, no, I'm not comfortable with that, or no, I'm not going to do that, or something along that line, something simple that you say you're not going to do, or you're not okay with, or please don't speak to me in that tone of voice, please, ever again. I don't like that, or that really hurt me when you talk to me like that. Just something like that. Could you please not talk to me in that tone of voice? Just something. You're just being truthful. You're just being honest. You're putting out there how you feel about something, what your new standard is. Like, say, for example, it can become more complicated than that, where, let's say that somebody's abusing their privileges of coming to your home. Say it's your mother-in-law or something, and she's always wanting to come over and just, stop in when she's not expected, and then doesn't want to leave, and when you're gone at work, maybe she wants to clean your kitchen and clean your bedroom, and she just feels like she's maybe useful, or maybe it's even not reasons that are good. She wants to be snoopy. I don't know, but you decide I don't like that, and so you say, Mom, please can you not come here when I'm not here, and I really appreciate that. I just want to be here. Well, why? I don't need to explain. I just would rather that you didn't come when I'm not home. That's it. It's simple. I trust you, absolutely, but I just don't want you to come here when I'm at work. You don't have to explain. You don't have to ramble on. You don't have to, feel guilty for saying it either. It does feel guilty at first because you're used to just saying, okay, no, Mom, you don't need to come over. No, I can clean my own house. Don't worry. Oh, no, I want to do it. And so then you say, oh, okay. See, so in a way you were trying to set a boundary there, but it didn't go well because you weren't able to stick with it. When you do stick with it, after, say, that happened many times and you finally decided, that's it. I don't like when she comes over. She puts things where I don't find them later. Oh, you have your reasons, okay? You don't have to explain. That's another thing I learned that was so valuable is you don't have to explain. You just simply say, no, I'm not trying to hurt you. I love you. I appreciate everything you've ever done for me. You'd be really kind, but I just please would rather that you didn't. And you just stick with it and keep it simple. Don't get all wordy. Just be real and be honest. And that's all that you need to do. And there'll be pushback, okay? So that's an example where usually when you set boundaries, honestly, people don't really like that because you're used to the you that says, okay, because why? Because we were taught that being good meant being agreeable, being there whenever anybody needs, never saying no, just, serving without question, really abandoning yourself for what you really want because you feel that that's what you're supposed to be like as a good, say, for example, Christian or a godly person or something. You have been taught that. That's a little bit off, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you because when you're denying your own needs and things that bother you day in and day out, you just say yes, it affects you a lot because you find you're doing that everywhere. Even at work, you start to discover that when you start speaking up that, oh my gosh, I've not been speaking up all over the place. And so when you set a boundary with somebody, like I said in the last video, sometimes they're like, they don't know what to do with you. There's pushback. It does not feel good, but you got to do it anyway to honor yourself. And because it's not right. I wouldn't be okay with a mother-in-law coming over to my home and, going through my underwear drawer and putting away my clean clothes and, getting my dirty underwear out of the basket and putting it in the laundry room and finding, I don't know, lingerie. And I just, no, God, no, it's not okay. It's not normal. And I want to tell you another story real quick. This was Father Leo Booth. This guy's amazing. He was a rebel priest. Okay, let's just put it that way. But his mother had been dealing with him being an absolute stone drunk for years. She doted over him. She paid for everything. She got him out of trouble. She paid for everything. I mean, it was just on and on and on like that. And so finally, he got in a really bad car wreck, rammed into a tree. I think it was head on. And he called her, Mom, please come. And she says, son, no, I'm not coming. And you're going to have to figure out your own life from now on. I'm done. And that's a boundary, by the way. That is a boundary. So you think, oh my gosh, what mother could do such a thing? Well, she'd been put through the ringer, let me tell you, for a long, long time, years. She probably broke by now. It's like, no, I cannot, I will not do this anymore. You come to that point, it gets so bad, and you finally realize, I have got to say no, or I die. I will fail. I will be in the street. And so you stand up finally for the once in your life. But you know what happened after that? He straightened out his whole entire life. And he became an amazing, powerful man who did a wonderful DVDs and books. I'm trying to think of, Dan, what was the name of Father Leo Booth's book? The Wisdom of Letting Go. Yes, powerful book, and wonderful CDs and DVDs he put out. And his whole life was amazing. And he said that the day that everything changed for him, the day he started changing, was when his mother said, no more. He also said, and this, I'm just going to throw this out in case anybody needs to hear this, but he said that I realized that I had an unnatural bond with my mother. So she needed to set that boundary, or he would never be free. He was unnaturally bound to her. I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't totally get it. But I know that it's not good. And I know that there are those mothers who are unnaturally bonded to their sons and vice versa. And so anyway, that's when things changed. When she set a boundary, his life changed and her life changed. That's powerful. So that's what we're talking about. Now, this goes deeper, and I want to talk about it later, again, just about, when people don't respect your boundaries, then what? How does that look like, and what have you got to do, and what is that experience like? Well, guess what? I'm just going to tell you. It's not fun, but it is freeing when you finally train them. I guess I'll put it that way. And sometimes that takes years. I hate to say that too, but some people are stubborn. My mom was one of those people, very stubborn. So anyway, I hope that this helps. We'll talk much more about boundaries in the future, but this is going to hopefully get you started if you weren't super clear on what setting a boundary was or what it's like. This is a taste. If many of you probably already know all about it, but in case you don't, I wanted you to kind of see what I'm talking about going forward, because the next video will be straight about boundaries and other issues with setting boundaries. Okay, thanks for listening. And this is Angela Clark. Hey, please like this, and it helps my channel grow. I really appreciate that very much. And this is Angela Clark signing off with Wounded Women Are Rising. Yes.